So guys, as people are coming in, I put a few things in the chat, and yes, I am on Angie's Zoom because we had technical difficulties, so I started the Zoom, but yes, I am Rachel, one of the team members here. And so if this is the first time you guys are here, I put our Facebook group page, the link to join. Please answer the questions. That is very helpful, for us. And then all of the recordings that we go live right now, we're live, are on Angie's YouTube. So if you could like and subscribe, that'd be awesome. And then we have Colorado meetups every month in Denver in the spring. So all those upcoming meetups are going to be in there as well. So take a few minutes if you guys have not done any of that to get in the Facebook group and stuff like that. And I'll add you into the Facebook group when you guys answer the questions.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? We will get started here in just a second. Sweet, just letting some more people trickle in. Having technical difficulties with links.
Hey, Dill, you know what we should do today, since we don't have too many people right now? We should do hot seats again.
Okay, I like
What
that
do you guys think? Give us a one if you want hot seats, or a two if you do not, in the chat. One.
And a 3 if you don't know what that means.
Somebody put 911. That must really mean they need it. Just kidding. Or better yet, raise your hand if you want to do a hot seat. No hot seats? Everybody afraid of them?
We got a few ones. Michael says, up to you, coach. Sweet. Yeah, Rachel, if you can maybe figure out where everybody's at. I don't think so, Terrence. I think we got some more people wanting to go. Some new faces.
No, we only got through, I don't know how many last time, but not.
And Dylan, also because of the Circle app not being there anymore, we might have low attendance this week because I did not post as a reminder a few hours before our Zoom. I did it right at 4. So next week I'll post a little bit earlier to remind everyone.
Okay.
Well, let's take advantage and take that time to help people a little bit extra with some hot seats then.
Yeah. All right, sweet. So let me do my normal intro. So yeah, thank you guys for showing up. This is the Herd of Profit Zoom. We are a leadership group in the sub-2 community. We have our very own Facebook group. So we're out of Denver, Colorado, but we market and do deals across the country. So we've probably done deals so far in about 15 or so different states, and we still market and actively hunt for leads in about 25 total, but we're not opposed to doing deals in any state as long as the numbers make sense and there's a right population density and we think we can find a buyer for it or be the buyer for it. We're not opposed to any state. So just so you guys don't know, if you didn't already know, we have our very own Facebook group. So I'm going to drop the link to that in the chat right now. So if you guys aren't tapped into our Facebook group, definitely go check that out. A lot of reasons why you'd want to be in the Facebook group. Ryan says, I would love to ask questions. What if I am or want to be the potential buyer on a creative finance deal I am bringing to the community? Yeah, Ryan, I would say raise your hand, man. That'd probably be a good question. And we can put you on a hot seat if you'd like to raise your hand. So, and we'll go over what the hot seats are and what that looks like too in a second. But yeah, if you guys have not been,
just real quick, people are saying that they can't get in. So I'm not sure what's going on with the link.
The link is working. I already updated it. And I'm informed everyone that it's working. So I am on top
I think
of that.
Zoom might be having some issues
I
because
think so too.
and my Zoom changed all up and it did some very weird things and I had to restart my PC. So I think Zoom might be having some issues.
And also, like I always tell everyone, if they can't get on the live, like here in Zoom, you can watch it live on YouTube as well.
okay, we got some more people coming in. Joey posted the link. Okay, yeah, a little bit difficult this week. We'll fix that on Friday. But yeah, sweet. Okay, back to it. Let me restart. So yeah, make sure you guys are tapped into the Facebook group. We have 1,800 members and currently growing, right? We have some great resources for you in the files, one of them being a purchase contract, an underwriting calculator, estimating repair cost PDF, free letters of intent, avatar guides, all that good stuff. So you know, the Facebook group is free to join. If you guys want to join, make sure you fill out these questions. So David looks good, and Almas looks good. Thank you guys for filling out the questions. If you don't fill out the questions, you will be denied. You will be Dikembe Mutombo, however you say it. I sure I screwed that up. So yeah, make sure you guys are in the Facebook. A lot of good stuff happening in there. And then also make sure you guys are in Angie's. You can't talk at the same time you're trying to spell Milanazo. You got to focus on it. So that's what I was doing.
I can't either. So.
Yeah, it's too hard to multitask and spell at the same time. Okay, so if I can copy this whole link. So again, just so you guys know, we are also live on YouTube. We go live every single week. Not in Dylan's house. Yeah, exactly, Terrence. So we go live on YouTube every single week. If you guys want to check in some of our past videos, come over to this live section. You can see, again, we're live right now. 6 people on YouTube, so that's good. They're finding us on YouTube at least. But yeah, definitely a lot of our Zooms have been recorded and stored on YouTube. We've called sellers live. We called agents live. We've underwritten deals. We've comp deals. Estimated repair costs, we've sent offers, we've walked sellers through contracts live. So a lot of good resources in the YouTube. If you guys could take a second and go subscribe to the YouTube, we greatly appreciate it. And so those are just some resources for you guys to get connected with us. Also, one thing I need to do is I got shadow banned on Instagram for a second this morning, but we're back up. Also, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to plug my Instagram. If you could go follow your boy. This is my Instagram handle at Dylan Eggers Official. If you could go follow me on Instagram, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 followers, excuse me. Rachel just posted her handle in there. So if you guys want to go follow Rachel, where did Instagram go? Oh, right here. Did that wrong. So at Rachel Swartz _investor, go check out Rachel on Instagram. Joey's is J underscore Millie. There's Joey's. And then we got Dominic Milanazzo 73. And then of course, Angie Milanazzo. I think she's just got the OG. Yeah, OG Angie Milanazzo. And then follow some of our team members on Instagram too. We have Stevie Brown. Stevie, I forget what yours is. Stevie. That's not Stevie Brown. Stevie, if you want to drop your at Stevie Baz. Okay.
It's a very nice mustache.
Yeah, nice mustache. And then yeah, go follow Stevie Brown as well too. Yeah, if you guys don't mind, tap into our social medias. That's another great way to get a hold of us. You can shoot us a DM, all that good stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So what the hot seats are, what this exercise is we will bring you up in front of everybody. So you can't be afraid to be, I mean, it's a small room, only 29 people. So we'll bring you up in front of everybody. We'll give you 10 minutes. That's why it's called a hot seat. And we're going to ask you, you know, what your name is, where you're from, what you currently do, if you have a W-2, what your past real estate experience is, break down your business, figure out what resources you have or don't have, what your struggles are, what your goals are. And then we'll try to give you some action steps and hopefully paint a clearer picture for you. So that way you can achieve your goals, hopefully in the next 6 months. So if you guys are open or want to be on a hot seat, we highly recommend it. We're gonna grill you for 10 minutes in a nice way and try to get you more clear on what this real estate journey looks like and give you guys some advice and hopefully some resources. So if you're open to that, turn your guys' cameras on, raise your hand, and we'll click on you and let you go first. Oh, I didn't ask, huh? I did forget about that. Yeah, is anyone new? Has anyone not been in a Herd of Profit Zoom before, or at least been with our group? If you guys are brand new, type 1 in the chat. Let's see who our newbies are. Maybe we can just click on them. No newbies? We only got OGs in here? I don't believe that. Actually, maybe. I don't know.
I think
Roman's
there's
a
somebody
newbie.
raising their finger.
Yeah, Roman's a newbie, but I think he's driving.
Roman. Okay, yeah, Roman looks new to me. I can't tell. Riley's iPhone is new. That's a cool last name, Riley. Lost Investors Found, that's new to me. I've never seen that name before. If your guys' name is anything like Riley's iPhone or Lost Investor Found or something LLC, change your name so that way people know what your actual name is. You can put your state that you live in or whatever, wherever you're marketing, put your phone number, all that good stuff. Angela, you've been in a few times. Okay, good to see. Okay. So does anybody want to go on the hot seat first?
Start calling
Let's
people. Even if you don't know, what you're doing, just say, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where to start.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're brand new. Okay. We got Robert.
And I also saw like Roman, he had his hand like raised, he's driving. I don't
Okay.
think he knows how to raise his hand on his phone. So he
Okay.
can go next.
Okay. We got Jarek raised his hand, so we'll do Jarek first. Jarek, can you turn your camera on, or are you in a place where you can do that? They're raising their hand
I
and turning
can
it
turn it
on.
on, but there's an electrician here, so the lights are all the
Oh,
time.
okay. No
So
worries.
I have to turn my camera off.
Okay. No worries.
I was looking at a property though. My heart's racing because this is the first maybe deal I could have seen, but I was just inputting it into a lead generator or a lead form right when the call started. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to wait, but I don't know. I might need help comping it or seeing if I comped it right.
Okay, sweet. We can do that. We can just answer your questions about a deal if you'd rather do that.
Okay, yeah, I called him. So I just got off the call with him. I'm getting the email or the address while I'm describing this. I called him and he was like, yeah, this house is on auction. I saw it was on auction. And so I was wondering how that would work if you do a sub-2 offer with with an auction because it's like way below. There it is.
And
then
also Dylan, just so you know, like, Jarek is on our team and I did talk to him for like a while and help him like with his game plan. So I kind of already did a hot seat with him, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Perfect. Okay. So I'm looking at this, Jarek. I don't want to share my screen just because we've been taken off of YouTube before for showing addresses on Zillow for whatever reason. So, but everybody else can still see it in the chat and pull it up if they'd like. So yeah, this is for auction. Auction submit offers now. Auction start date is October 5th. Auction end date is the 27th. Bids are reviewed daily. Offers may be accepted at any time. Action buyers premium 5%. Submit offers now at auctioneer.com. So this property has already been foreclosed on. Do you know, Jerry?
No, I did not know that. I didn't know anything. I was wondering, I was at 55 and he was about to send me I just sent him an email. He's going to send me back some documents. I don't know what the documents, I forgot what the name of the documents were.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm finding that out now. But yeah, once a property has already been foreclosed on, there's not much we can do unless you buy it in cash at the auction. But typically you have to have those. They're not even going to let you bid on it unless you have a proof of funds, right? So once you have a proof of funds, and then you can bid on it, but you need to get that. You literally need to fund that deal within typically 7 days. That first day your offer is accepted, you're going to put a deposit down, usually 10%. So call it $5,000. That money's non-refundable. And then you have 7 days then after to actually deposit the rest of the amount in cash. So I can't find it on Prop Stream.
There's a video I saw of there was he had this site that the whole point of the site was to give you proof of funds up to 500,000 so you could get the ball rolling to find
Okay.
somebody. I have to figure out what it's called. I wrote it somewhere in a notes log stream.
No worries. So now I'm looking at auction.com. So yeah, we have to figure out if this is bank owned or not. Can find it. And it says Brooklyn, Ohio, but this is really Cleveland. It says Brooklyn, but other sources say it's Cleveland. I can't find it on auction.com.
I'm on PropStream and it doesn't show it being in foreclosure.
Yeah, same.
And they own a few properties.
So, and then who'd you speak with?
Marco. Let me see why.
Is it the agent?
His Gmail. I don't know. I actually don't know if he was an agent or the actual seller. I didn't ask. I just asked what was going on at the house because he called me back and then I fumbled and didn't record it because I had recorded the call right before and he didn't pick up and then I don't know how to use the app. That's the second time I've tried to use the app. I meant to practice it tomorrow morning with some people.
Okay. No worries. So it looks like Marco's the real estate agent on it, with Russell Real Estate Services. So you just need more information. Like, hey, is this, I see it's on auction. When is the auction? Like, it says auction submit offers now. Auction start date is this date. So
yeah, he told me by it. I have to get an offer. I was gonna put in the lead to the Herd of Profits as a independent lead, and then I was gonna be like, hey, this guy's auctioning off, and the end date is this Friday, and he said he needs an offer by Friday. I have this website called Double Close that gives you a proof of sales. I don't know if there's like a Gator lender or a private money lender that would buy the house with the cash eventually or after you get the proof of funds, but I didn't know past that. That's where my plan ends. That's why my heart's beating out my chest. I'm like, oh, I may have found something, but the foreclosure stuff, I have no clue what
right
it means.
Right. And I'm just looking at what's sold, what's for sale. So they're asking 5,500. I mean, it doesn't look like it's in bad shape. So yeah, I'm to be honest, I'm not too sure what you would do with this one. You need to contact the realtor and figure out exactly what's going on. Meaning, okay, so on the 27th, is it actually get sold to the highest bidder, or does it get
Yeah,
sold
they've
out of
had-
court steps, or what does that look like?
They've had bidders at 110 and 105. That's what he was saying.
Okay,
Hey,
so
Dylan, do they have bidders or it's just, it goes to auction on that date, but right
No.
now it's still just for sale and anybody can buy it?
right.
I can't remember what he said verbatim, but he said something about it was closing and somebody's already in the lead and it's a getting ready. Like once the time frame is up, it's gone. So you have to do it before Friday.
I think the agent is just saying he's auctioning it. Like I have all these people who want to buy it right now, but if he doesn't sell it, it's going to auction, and then you have to go to the actual auctioneer to buy that from.
I put the comp house. I was mostly interested in if I comped it right with this address. I put 4309 Rockland Drive.
Yeah. Do you mind if I just call the
Inside.
agent, Jared?
Yeah, no.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
let's just call this guy and figure out what's going on. A lot of questions I have.
Always call when in doubt.
You guys hear this?
Not yet, Bill.
Hello, it's Marco.
Hey, Marco, my name's Dylan. I am just calling about your listing there on Southfield. Yeah, someone on my team brought this up to me. His name's Jarek. I don't know when you had a conversation with him, but I just have some questions about this. So, I see it's listed for auction, 55,000. Looks like Friday's your last day. Have you guys? So I'm just a little confused. Has this already been? Is it bank owned already?
No, this is not a bank owned. The seller still owns the property. The seller he chose to do the auction process because seller does not want to make any repairs. He wants to sell it as is, and the property is pretty much moving ready. You can do some updates, fresh paints, carpeting, things like that. The only thing we really have an issue with is a garage. The garage roof needs to be replaced, things like that.
Gotcha.
And the current high bid on the property is 102.5 plus a 5% auction premium. And I have a verbal 105. I'm just waiting on paperwork.
Gotcha. Okay. And so it's selling at auction, but he's selling it though, is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah, he still has authority to sell the property
Until
it's not in
27th?
foreclosure. Yeah, there's no mortgage on the property; it's paid for.
Oh, okay, well, it's not in foreclosure. Okay, so he's just essentially selling it at an auction. He's just
Yeah,
okay.
He wants to clean, wants to get the cash and walk away. Does not want to put another penny into the property.
Gotcha. Okay, and you already have offers at 105. What do you think this thing's worth after you fix it up?
Well, it pretty much doesn't need anything. It's you'd have to do your own due diligence on it.
Yeah.
I'm just the auctioneer, but I would say, anywhere I'd be guessing, 100 to 175 in that area.
Okay. No.
You gotta just do due diligence on the property itself.
Yeah. No, that was kind of my range, about 150 anyways. And then so you're just taking all offers until the 27th, then he's just going to pick the highest and best, basically.
Yep. Yes, sir. And if we hit the reserve number, which I can't disclose, I'll give everybody 24 hours, say, okay, well, seller has decided to accept the high bid. Please submit your highest and best to see if you can still get it.
Gotcha.
So that way it's kind of like time sensitive.
Gotcha. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah, I think that's all I needed to know to clear things up. I don't think I'll be your buyer at 105, but I appreciate you helping me out figuring what's going on.
Yeah, please send me your contact information. I have you on my phone.
Yeah, we'll do. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, so interesting. I've not seen that before, but he's not in foreclosure at all. He just decided to list it with an auctioneer instead of a real estate agent to get cash investors in there. So it makes sense. instead of him like selling it to a wholesaler, he just got it in front of as many people as possible. So really they're at 105 is their highest and best. And yeah, the ARV being 170. So we'd have to double check, right? Like it's not horrible, right? So if your ARV is 170, let's subtract 10%. So I'm going to multiply it by 0.9. That's going to take 10% off. I'm at 153. He said the garage roof needs to be replaced. I was looking at it. It looks like a really small 1-car garage. So maybe 7,000 for that. And then paint and carpet throughout. So let's call it 20 grand for the repairs. You're at 133 is your maximum allowable offer. And then if you bought it for 105,000, you make 28,000, give or take. So not a bad deal. But you can't wholesale something like this. When you're dealing with someone at an auction, again, they're going to have to vet they're going to make sure you are actually the end buyer. You can't wholesale something like this. So, yeah, Jarek, I mean, it'd be a good deal if Dylan says, let's offer 107. We could, but again, we can't wholesale it. So I don't feel like fixing up a property in Cleveland, Ohio. I don't have the resources.
Did you want to look at that 4309 Rockland? Is that the comparable to that?
Yes, that's a comparable. And I'm moving for context, I guess. I'm moving to Ohio for school next fall. So I was gonna make that my market. And so I was just looking into stuff because I have a VA. I might be living on campus, but I have a VA thing. So I'm just looking into anything I can get over there. But
this one just sold at 145.
Right, 145. Okay, so that's a lot different, right? So if we rerun our numbers, 145, again, I'm going to take 10% off. Math for that is times 0.9, 130. And the reason I take 10% off is for agent commissions, right? Let's say we fix this up, we sell it. I'm going to have 2 agents I got to pay, my listing agent and a buyer's agent. I also have to pay some closing costs, right? So 10% is a conservative number. It's probably not going to be that high, but now we're at 130. Subtract the 20 grand. We could get more in depth on the repairs, but 20 grand, I think could do it. So now we're at 110. So if we offered 107, you guys could figure that math out. We'd make 3,500. And if, your repairs happen to be a little bit higher, you're not making that much money. So, this deal is a little bit tough and you just can't wholesale things like this. So that's pretty smart of this guy actually to call an auctioneer. That way he knows he's dealing with end buyers.
Yeah, thanks. That was it then.
Yeah.
Whether or not I got the house, I try to get close with this template I used. But thanks.
Yeah, no worries. Actually, one thing I could have done is see if, hey, what if I offered him 140? Would he carry the note? Actually, let's call him back. Let's call him back and see if he'd entertain that at all. My guess is probably not, but you never know.
Or just see what it would take for him to carry the note, how much more.
You have reached the voicemail of Marco Marinucci. Sorry, I'm not able to take your
Marco
phone call at this
Marinucci.
time. Please leave a detailed message at the tone, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you and have a great day.
At the tone,
Just
please record your message.
real quick.
When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Marco, this is Dylan. We just hung up. I just had a question. If I was able to, come up to maybe, let's say like 145, 150, curious if your client would entertain a seller finance offer with, obviously we'd have to discuss the terms, but just curious if you'd be open to that at all. Feel free to shoot me a text or give me a call back, 303-656-8120. Thanks. Okay. So that's probably the only thing that would make sense for us, Jarek, is to get it on creative finance. Because otherwise you really have to be the end buyer. You really have to have funds ready to be deployed. You got to have construction crews and be prepared to flip that house. So
I was looking at that and thinking, it doesn't look like a Denver where there's construction companies everywhere. I wonder how they'd get people out there.
Yeah. So that's why it's like best for local investors that have, crews and connections around there. So no worries. But I thought that was good. I learned something. I didn't even know you could just list your house with an auctioneer. So learn something new every day. All right. Well, yeah, let's get to a hot seat then. So Robert, if you're ready, man, we
Hey,
will
In the
start.
chat, I put like Roman next just because he's sitting like in his car, like he pulled over.
Oh, okay.
Then like Robert, if we could do
Okay.
that. Thanks.
Let's do it. Roman, look at you patiently waiting. Let's bring you up, man. Yeah, feel free to unmute. I'm gonna pin you.
How's it going? Can you hear me?
Man. Yep, we can hear you.
Awesome. Well, new to the group. I've been with the group about a month so far. I live in Glenwood Springs, but I really like Colorado. There's a lot of good areas that I think are kind of undiscovered and rapidly growing. So I've looked a lot in the Denver market and a lot in the Grand Junction market. So out west and pretty much everywhere in between along I-70. Yeah, I don't know.
You have a W-2 right now, right, Roman? You have a job?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I work in Snowmass Village, and I work for an HOA company, and we basically just do exterior maintenance, cutting grass and cleaning gutters. But the reason I got into real estate is because all of the properties up there, they get listed, and within a week or two, they're off market. They're already closing the deal, and then as soon as they're closed, 2 weeks later, construction starts on remodeling, and most of them never even get lived in. They just get fresh remodeled and flipped over. And anyway, it piqued my interest about how that sort of deal can work and how people with that kind of money, use those properties as investments. So I started looking into it and found the group, and I've been learning a lot lately, really. Nothing quite on the level I want to be, but it's all very fantastic start.
Love it, man.
But yeah.
Okay.
How much time do you have, Roman, to dedicate to real estate?
Well, my time varies. Right now, I'm in a change of season, so our irrigation time is over. So during the summer, I'm pretty strict 8 to 4. But now that we're going into fall and into winter, I'm out as early as 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Today, I'm out a little bit late. I had some extra work to do. I do a lot of side work, a lot of side business. I actually work with real estate agents in the Snowmass Village area that need small jobs done for their properties, small maintenance and repairs and stuff like that. So I do have a lot of agent connections in the area that I live in. I've just never explored working with them in an investment capacity.
Okay. Have you watched the Avatar series, Roman?
Yeah.
Do you know, if you had to guess, what do you think your avatar would be?
I think I'm an integrator, just because it's kind of hard for me to really learn just one aspect of the business. I've been watching. I've got an hour commute each way, and I use that for Zoom meetings and training. And I'm deep in the Zoom vault. I've been watching a lot of rap videos, and not hip hop rap, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Are you a sub-2 student?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Amazing. How long have you been in sub-2 for?
For about a month.
About a month. Okay. Amazing. Okay. Love it, man. Taking action already. Just learning. It sounds like, getting that. So an integrator, right? That's someone that is a lot of the back end. So an integrator is someone that's not really on the phones with sellers. They're not sourcing leads. They're not closing deals, right? They're sort of helping a visionary set up their business, right? So do you think that's something you'd be good at, is as far as like, I feel like integrators are typically pretty tech savvy. That's one thing I think that's pretty important with being an integrator. And then knowing how to implement things, right, Dom? Like, what else would you say an integrator is good at?
Systems.
Yeah,
Definitely good at systems.
Systems,
Marketing.
right?
Yeah.
You like that stuff?
I feel like I acclimate pretty well to systems. I definitely am a quick study. I'm very committed to learning things. The reason I feel like I'm an integrator is because I've in the month that I've been with the Sub 2 group, I've made so many phone calls all over the state, really. I've talked to real estate agents. I've talked to people going through foreclosures. I've downloaded Privy and started putting lists together about foreclosures, pre-foreclosures, and auctions and all that sort of stuff. And so I know that's a real spread of areas and paths to walk down. But I feel like the more I understand each one of these paths, the better I get at understanding the rest of them. So I've reached out to a few new students. There's a guy in Newcastle who joined about a week after me, and I've been trying to get on the phone with him just to see how it's going for him and what kind of path he's choosing. Hasn't been real responsive, but I'm reaching in all these different directions.
You know what I think, to cut you off, I want to, because I think I know how to help you here. I think that if you're not 100% sure of what you exactly like to do, you think you're an integrator, that kind of stuff, I say just do as much stuff as fast as you can, and to see what you like and you don't like, so you can narrow down kind of, what your avatar is. You may find out it's different than what you're thinking, but a lot of people pick their avatar. I said this on the last one. They pick their avatar off their past experiences, and they don't know what they don't know in this world. So, and they pick something, they go down that road, and they're stuck. I have somebody in Sub 2 he's stuck as a TC guy because he branded himself TC, all of these things. But now he's like, you know what? I don't really want to be a TC, but he went straight after it right away. And now he's having to reinvent the wheel and brand himself a little different and do things different. But I would just try a whole bunch of things and be on a whole bunch of Zooms and talk to as many people as you can and make the calls, do visionary stuff, do integrator stuff until you figure out kind of what you like, and then go after that target.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I've been doing a lot of that. Like I said, I've tried to explore the avatars that are kind of easy to step into. I've been calling direct to agent, calling direct to sellers. But one of the videos in the Zoom vault that I was watching, I don't remember what it was. I want to say it was a Lanza method video. The instructor was talking about how you should really just pick one direction. If you're going to do direct to agent, don't be trying to be direct to seller. And so that was a little bit contrary to my approach, but yeah, like you said, I'm definitely reaching around, trying to make sure I'm trying as much as possible with, before getting too.
My opinion, Roman, would be that you chase after the agents. We have scripts and plans on how to get a hold of them. Since you already have a relationship with them, that's the lowest lying fruit. That's where I would go and work that and see how that turns out. We can help you develop a plan to go chase after them, but you already have some credibility with them. They know who you are. They're going to listen to you. And who knows what that will spark by you talking to this agent. It could spark all kinds of things. And I like direct to agent because they're already selling the house. They're already fishing for fish, and you want some fish. So they already have it.
The issue I'm having with my agent outreach is that I find that they're a little bit more guarded, and me being so new, in my ignorance, I just sound like somebody who's not credible.
Easy. All you got to do is tell them that you're credible. Tell them, hey, I'm not the guy who knows everything, but I'm the guy that reaches out to you. I'm the one who finds you guys, and I only look for the best agents because that's who we want to work with. But my team, they know everything. So I'm not the guy that knows everything. I'm the guy that reaches out. That's what you want to get across to them until you do know. And then you get one of us on the phone with them, but you don't have to be that expert. And tell them up front, I'm not the expert. I am the expert at finding people, and I found you. And now let's do some business. But you say it in a better way. But that's the way I would approach those. And then you'll gain credibility just by talking and doing the work.
That's great advice.
Yeah, I'd agree, right? Like in no industry is the expert the one doing the outreach, right? It's usually the new guy, the good lower one on the totem pole. So and agents will recognize that too. So yeah, 100%. Let it, feel free to say, hey, I'm a little bit new to this, but the team I work with has done 100 deals or whatever, So
we can give you something to say, they've done X amount of deals and they own their own brokerage. They have, there's 2 agents on staff. There's 2 of us over here about to bring more, but you can let them know that. Like I work with my team members are real estate agents. Would you like to talk to one? Right. That's all you got to do. Just be transparent, honest, and tell them you have a team, and it works out usually.
Okay. And then Rachel has a good point too, right? So if you feel like integrator work is what you're savvy at, right? Maybe looking at getting something like Launch Control, REI Reply, one of these texting platforms, and set up campaigns to start marketing towards agents or direct to seller, and then team up with someone like us. Or another sub-2 student in the group that is good at closing, is more of the visionary that complements an integrator, and then start sourcing leads to them that way. I think that's anyone that doesn't love making phone calls. The quickest way to get paid as an integrator, I think, is what Rachel said: figure out how to start doing campaigns, whether it's mailers, direct to agent, stuff like that, and then start sending people leads. That's the quickest way to start making money in this industry, I think.
Okay. Yeah, that's good advice. I've been following the Elephant Challenge recently. That was really how I got into the Herd of Profits group on Facebook. So yeah, absolutely. I'll keep that in mind.
Love it, man. Well, yeah, hopefully we helped, paint a clearer picture. I don't think it's the most clear picture, but gave you some resources, some tips to start, going in the right direction. But also, I'll leave it with real estate's hard, man, especially when you're out on your own. So yeah, being connected with a team is the best and quickest way you're going to earn some money. But real estate is not a get rich quick thing. So, don't be frustrated in 6 months if you haven't gotten a deal, but just continue to learn, continue to connect with people, and those deals will start to come, guaranteed. So
I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Right on. Thanks, brother. All right.
Good to meet you.
You too, man. All right, Robert, we're gonna put 10 minutes on the clock.
Pressure.
And yeah, if you want to tell us who you are and where you're from.
Sure. Name's Robert, out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Community outside of Tulsa. Been watching all of creative financing stuff. Started earlier this year, got hooked in with Jerry Norton's course, and then found Pace, and then Jamil. So I've just been drinking from the fire hose. I do have a little bit of past. I've been interested in creative finance quite a while. I thought the best way to kind of get my feet wet was to be an agent. So I actually got my real estate license about 5 or 6 years ago. Did probably about 3 or 4 deals within 5 months, and then between the office fees and the app fees and the GTAR fees and all the fees, got to have money set aside. So I jettisoned that pretty quick about the course, year or two before the market went hot and was the time to be. But I think on the in creative financing side, investing side, I think you have more options and you're not tied down to that conventional thinking. So
yeah, I'm sure Dom, as a real estate agent, would agree with you. Do you currently have a W-2 or a 9 to 5?
W-2. I've been with a local utility company here. I do cybersecurity, so I'm pretty tech focused and I would say an integrator just by nature. Not saying that that's where I want to be, but I've tried a lot of the softwares. I've got Privy, Deal Machine, I've got PropStream, been generating lists and driving for dollars. And so I think I probably got a little bit of shiny object syndrome. So I'm trying to calm that down a little bit. So really I've been focusing just sticking with Privy, direct to agent.
Okay. And how much free time do you have, would you say?
I've got quite a bit. Luckily, I work remote from home. My group's in Ohio, so they're East Coast hours. So I work 6 to 2 Central Time. So I've got my kids growing out of the house. I don't have many hobbies other than pickleball, at least once or twice a week. But other than that, I'm trying to hit the phones. I'm trying to do something every day to generate. So I've been hitting the phones as soon as I get off of work.
Love it. Do you like being on the phones? Do you think that's something you're good at or comfortable with? Or
well, that's kind of an open-ended thing. I started my job at this utility being in the call center, which was my first time ever doing that. And when you got customers screaming at you or complaining about bills, it's not the best environment. So I can do it. For me, it's more being confident in the scripts, being confident how to field the objections. I up until probably this last couple of weeks, I've kind of been trying to lone wolf it, and I'm not getting anywhere doing lone wolf. So I'm jumping into groups, trying to be more active, reaching out to people. So I posted, you posted it earlier on my chat. I made 4 calls yesterday. I've got one yes already. I've made, I've got a list I'm working that I've already pulled in my local market, called all those the last couple of days. So I'm getting my nose out of the way for the week. I've got some yeses and maybes. So hopefully I'll be I'm trying to get back the PITI and loan information so I can maybe submit those leads.
Love it, man.
Through the forum. So I'm trying to take action more. So I think once I get more familiar with some of the underwriting, trying to determine if it's even a deal or not and what that looks like. I won't being on the phone. I mean,
yeah. Let's all pause your timer here so I don't eat up your time. But yeah, just like Robert's saying, right? So when you're being a lone wolf, it can be tough, right? So tapping in with a team like us can be really beneficial, right? So for everybody in here, if you guys don't know, we offer a joint venture program where if you're like Robert, you're out there making phone calls, right? Let's say you get a lead, someone's open to a low cash offer, a creative offer, you can submit that lead to us. And what we'll do is take it from there and get more information from you if needed, from the agent if needed, or the seller. And then from there, we'll go ahead and send an offer, negotiate if we need to. We'll find boots on the ground to go and walk that property, estimate repair costs, and then if possible, we'll get it under contract with you. You're there the entire way, and then from there, we typically wholesale. That's what we most likely will do, unless we decide to keep it or you want to keep it. But we'll start marketing it, find a buyer, open escrow, get a transaction coordinator involved. We'll deposit earnest money, all that good stuff. So I think that's a great idea, Robert. And in your free time, right? Get better on the phones, just keep going through those motions, get better at handling objections, answering questions, submit the leads to a team to help support you on the back end. And then you can just keep getting better at the phones. And then once you do get your first deal under contract, now you know what it looks like. And maybe on your second lead, when you get a yes, you can negotiate it, get under contract, find a buyer, all that good stuff.
So I had a couple of questions with that. It's funny because I've got people that I know in my local area that are private money lenders, have money that they want to put into deals, that also have done own real estate, and then also have a couple of fix and flip guys. So I've got people that I can reach out to once I have the deal. So that's the biggest part, is knowing what's the deal. So my question was, if I come, like, I'm waiting on some information to come back so I can submit these leads to you guys. Once I submit that, do I get any kind of feedback on the deal? Like other than just, hey, this is where we're at with it, but more, this is why it's a good deal. This is how we had to structure it because of, the loan that was on the property subject to, or the creative piece of it. That's the part I need. I don't mind giving up, money on a deal. I want to learn some of the back end, how to structure deals, what looks like a good deal. So once that's submitted, do you guys give some of that feedback?
Yeah, absolutely. So if we get a lead and we don't think it's a good fit, we'll leave notes on it that are automatically emailed to you. And those notes are like, hey, this is a little bit too far out of in the middle of nowhere. There's no population, or there's not enough comps. The home needs too much work. Whatever the case may be, we'll put those notes on there so that way, real time as we enter that note, you'll get an email and say, okay, so this property is, it's on 3 acres in the middle of nowhere. That's why it's not a good lead, right? Whatever the example is. But if it is a good lead, right, let's say we send an LOI, a letter of intent, you're CC'd on that email. So you can see exactly how we structure it. Now, why we structure it that way, we typically don't put those comments in there. We typically structure creative deals the same way, depending on how much equity they have, all that good stuff, what they cash for. So it does depend. But yeah, if you have questions, like you see an LOI submitted, your CC, you'll know who that lead manager is, whether it's me, Joey, Stevie. We have Robin, Linda, Artie, Jake on our team that also do it as well. You can call them or email them and say, hey, can you explain to me why we only offered 5% to the seller, 2% to the agent, and ask questions like that. So yeah, you'll be able to connect with whoever your lead manager is.
Okay, awesome. And one other thing. So say I submit a lead, you guys get it and say, this is a trash deal. We're not going to do anything with it. Do you handle that with the agent? Because then now I'm crawdadding on the other end going, I thought we were going to do the deal and now we're not. So how does that get handled?
Yeah, so typically if we look at a deal and we're like, hey, this is just not something we're interested in, we don't even want to spend any time on this. Again, we'll leave those notes. We'll transfer it to like a dead lead. Now, when we get a dead lead, we don't just delete it. We send it to some sort of nurture campaign. So if there's a real estate agent on it, we'll start doing marketing to that real estate agent. But yeah, then it's back to you, and we'll leave notes like, hey, feel free to contact the agent, let her know this doesn't fit our buy box, and you're more than welcome to call that agent and explain why we didn't like it. Or we don't suggest this, but send it to someone else and say, hey, does this fit what you're looking for? But typically, right, if it doesn't fit our specific buy box, we know what we'll be able to wholesale. So if we're like, hey, this doesn't fit any investor's buy box, that's usually why we put it in a dead lead. And then yeah, you can be the point of contact to go back to the agent and say, hey, sorry, looks like my team actually doesn't like this property for this reason.
Okay, cool. I appreciate
I would say also, Robert, go get the buy box from your friends that are flippers, and then go get what type of PML your friend is, right? What things they like to loan on, how fast they can loan, how much they can loan, the spread they're trying to look for. And then you can actually go out and find them that deal. If it's, your friend that flips, go find him where he likes to flip and how he likes to buy them.
Yeah, I've got his buy box. The other, it's funny. One's, a small team with just like 3 brothers that flip, and I've got their buy box. The other private money guy, he's like, he owns several businesses, and he told me, he wants a 10% cap rate. And I was like, okay, that, back when you don't know anything, you don't really understand that. But now that I've been in a little bit,
But what are they looking for? What, are they looking for single family, multifamily? That's what you have to drill down to.
Yeah, he's got mainly single family, 9 or 10 properties. He's got a few multifamily. He doesn't want super big, at least four doors. But he likes to park his money in something to get his return back quickly. And that's, with all the gator lenders that are out there, that's kind of fits some of that bill. So, trying to find people that need the money for the 2 to 3 month period that can give a decent interest rate back to him. he understands real
Good
estate
afternoon,
enough where
it's Isaac, and I'm calling from Sunrise
he's
Senior.
not afraid to jump into something just to get his money turned over. So
Gotcha. Okay.
Love it. So yeah, Robert, I think you're on the right track. Like, it doesn't matter. My personal opinion, I don't think it matters if you want to be an integrator, if you want to be just a buyer, if you want to be a private money lender. Everyone should be making phone calls for at least a little bit, right? Like, get comfortable with having awkward conversations with realtors and sellers. Get good at handling objections and negotiating, because that will help you in all aspects of life, not just locking up a deal. And then in the meantime, right, I would sort of give you the same advice as Roman. If you're tech savvy, right, you're already paying for some of these systems. REI Reply is $50 a month. Launch Control is a little bit more expensive, but I think you can get a good return on it. Start looking into text campaigns, I would say, start marketing maybe some direct to sellers in the areas that fit your buyers' buy boxes, and see if that could yield some good results as well. So just some suggestions there, but yeah, I think you're on the right path, man. Keep making phone calls, keep learning, and then maybe look into a system like text campaign, REI Reply. There's millions out there, but that'd be my
I
advice as
ran
well.
Go High Level for a little bit.
Yep.
Previous thing. So
Robert, if we find somebody that needs some money, we'll call you up so you can call your friends.
Hey, I'm good with that. Like I said, I reached out to, it was funny because I told you I'm trying to squat up with people, and I actually got on one of the Paces group and text somebody about foreclosures because I was out driving for dollars. And when I came back and looked at it, PropStream, it was in foreclosure, but I haven't talked to anybody about it. Anyway, so this guy called me and we started talking, and it was like, well, I've got guys that are wanting to put money somewhere. And so we're supposed to get together. And he said, he pays a 1% finder's fee. So I'm like, well, if I can get a finder's fee for many deals, that would be all right too.
Yes,
There you
sir.
go.
So
Love it. Right on. Thanks, Robert.
appreciate the time.
I
Thank you.
just want to add one quick small thing. So you guys talked about like some systems and stuff. And if you're going to Go High Level and do like texting or whatever marketing strategy you're going to do, whatever you decide to do and how much of you're going to do, just be consistent with what you decide to do. So if you're going to be texting, okay, maybe only do 50 texts, but if you're going to be texting, you need to make sure that you're going to answer those texts within 5 to 10 minutes. Otherwise, you're going to be wasting your money.
Sure. Appreciate it. I try to, especially on the agent outreach, I'll call twice. If they don't answer, then I usually follow up with a text. Hey, do you still have this property? Feel free to reach out to me. Or I sometimes based on the property, I'll ask if they're up for terms or what they're looking for. So anyway, appreciate it.
That's awesome. Yeah, let us know how we can help you.
Right on. Thanks, Robert. All right. We got Dennis coming up. Dennis, we're going to put 10 minutes on the clock for you. So if you could let us know what your name is, where you're from, what your avatar is, what your free time looks like, all that good stuff.
Dennis, what's happening, buddy?
I don't have an avatar because I don't know yet, guys, because I haven't seen that file yet.
No
That's all right.
worries.
I'll put my information in here. Quick question. So, one, is there a way for our realtors to find out how to work and do creative finance deals so we don't have so much flack?
Agent outreach. That's what we're doing here in Denver now. And we're trying to get some CE credits for them so they can actually go and learn about it and get credits for it from the actual, using their license, the credits that you have to do every year. So we're trying to do that and just agent outreach. But I mean, that's just kind of how it is. They don't know it. It's kind of a good thing because we do know it. So we can go out there and help them and strum up some business that way. But yeah, that's just kind of educate.
I spent a couple hours today looking for CEs for real estate investors so that they can be educated and stop turning down deals that they come across.
It ain't out there. It is in Utah though. Salt Lake has it.
Salt Lake has it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, and the other question was, seller finance wrap or seller finances with wholesaling. I know it's kind of like a hybrid deal when you have a house that's not, what do they call it, quote unquote, pretty house, does need some work. I know I need to put it in the chat. Just call me before you start emailing me because I'll never know who it is. But how can we do those deals?
A seller finance deal?
Yeah, if it needs work.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends, right? Like there's so many factors. It's such an open-ended question, right? But if a property needs work, right, instead of you going, for example, let's say you pick it up at a discount, you get a hard money loan to fund the price, you flip it, right? Once you sell it, you pay your hard money off, all that good stuff. Seller finance allows you just to get into it for cheaper. Instead of getting a hard money loan, your seller is your lender, right? Hopefully for better interest rate than what a hard money lender would loan it to you for. But your purchase price still matters if you plan to flip it. So
Yeah, what's your exit, Dennis?
what
What's
your
the
exit
exit?
strategy is? Yeah.
Well, personally, I'd love it to be cash flowing. So personally, I'd like to either acquire it with like seller financing or subject to. But if I have to put all this money into it, I better
Would it be
get
a
big down-
long-term rental then? A long-term rental?
long lease purchase. Yeah.
Yeah, so typically well, depends on where your cash flow is, but you would want something that you didn't have to do a whole lot of work to get that rental going. Otherwise, unless you need to dump some money somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you
But
could pick it up for zero down, but your entry fee is just maybe 20K in carpet and paint. It just all depends. There's so many factors.
And my final question, well, there's two more questions, but my final question with real estate is pad split. What are the buy boxes for us generally?
A buy box for pad split or for it to be a pad split?
For it to be a pad split.
Well, first you got to make sure that pad split's in the area because they're not everywhere. Next would be, in order for it to make sense, I think the numbers are like $800 a month. You're going to need, 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, as many bedrooms as possible, up to 7. Deal, is that what it was? I think 7.
Yeah, I think it's like 6 or 7. So you want your square footage to make sense. I think you need
A bathroom for every 3 bedrooms.
Yeah, something like that. And then obviously you want a property that doesn't have HOA, something where the neighbors are going to call and complain because you're going to have a lot of cars parked out front, a lot of transient people. So it can't really have an HOA. That sort of kills the deal.
Yeah.
It needs to be, I would say, probably around like 2,000 square feet. You can fit, 6 beds, 3 baths in 2,000 square feet. They're going to be really small bedrooms, but that's sort of what pad split is geared for. Areas where, obviously you want cheaper areas, right? Like if you're looking in Highlands Ranch, Colorado, the pad split's not really a good option. But if you're looking in like Las Vegas, pad split could be a good option because you have a lot of transient people, right? Like you have people that work at the casinos coming in and out, people that are just, performing or whatever for a couple of weeks at a time. So you want somewhere where, I would say probably close to a major city and close to a major highway, 1 bathroom for every 3 beds, 2,000 square feet, no HOA. Those are some of the boxes you would check off for a pad split.
Yeah, that's what I got. But pad split told me to last week, because they're based out of Atlanta, 1,500, and they would get back to me, and they haven't got back to me. And I was like, okay, I just need to know what their buy box is. So close to 2,000, 1 bathroom for every 3 bedrooms. That'll be working. And I think that's it. And then when I save my information on here on the chat, save the chat, where does it go to?
That's a Rachel question.
Okay.
I don't know if she's listening.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry. I was looking up an address for a property for someone. What was
Oh, I'm
it?
sorry. Hi, Rachel. When I save the chat, where does it go to?
Oh, when you save the chat for here. Okay, so what do you have? Do you have a PC or a Mac?
PC.
Okay, so it will go into your downloads
Okay.
file. So if you just click like the three little dots and you click like save chat, that's where you're gonna find it. And then from there in your downloads, then you can make a folder and you can put like I heard of profits like Zoom notes and you can just slide it in there.
All right. That's all I got.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Easy enough. Thank you, Dennis.
Thanks, Dennis.
All right, let's do two more. So we're gonna put we're gonna put 10 minutes on the clock. Same thing. Riley's iPhone. Let's start with your real name, Riley. And we'll go from there.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so just a FYI, I am at work. I work at a gym. So if I might have to end my conversation sooner if I have to help someone.
Okay.
And I can't do the my front camera doesn't work, so you're not able to see me.
Your camera doesn't work?
My front camera doesn't work.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Must be an iPhone. Must be an iPhone.
It is an iPhone, and I broke it. I dropped the weight on top of it by accident.
Yeah, that's some real investigative work, Dom. It's Riley's iPhone. Well, what's your full name, Riley, and where are you from?
Riley Lopez. And my name is I'm sorry, I'm from California.
California, where at?
San Bernardino.
Okay. And what's your social security number?
Nice.
Just kidding. Okay, and so you work at a gym. Are you signing people up? Is it just front desk work?
Front desk work. I answer phone calls. I make phone calls.
Okay.
And then I just sign people in to get a membership.
Okay. And what does your past real estate experience look like? Have you done anything? Are you brand new?
I just looked up videos on YouTube, to be honest. I tried getting what's his name, Jerry Norton 10K thing, for you to be able to get what is it called? 10,000 if you find him a deal. But those were all recorded videos that I needed help understanding, and so I never I was able to get a deal for Jerry.
Gotcha. Okay. And then how much free time do you have, would you say?
Enough, at least 2 to 3 days off. And I just recently joined a real estate office because I wanted to be involved in real estate. So right now, on my days off, I've been going into the office. I'm learning how to skip trades, canceled and expired leads.
Okay, amazing. No, I love it. I think that's a great thing to do. Is it like a wholesaler in your area that you're working with?
No, I'm working with a loan officer. She is an agent as well, but she mainly focuses on loans. And so I'm able to use her MLS, which is really great. And I already have Privy. I've kind of practiced on Privy for 2 months.
Okay. Amazing. No, I think that's great. Does that mortgage officer know what wholesaling is? Are they open to you doing that out of their office, maybe?
Yeah, they are. Thank you.
Okay.
Actually, she was very excited that I joined her team because I was open to her. I told her, I'm trying to do wholesale. I normally call on market leads, but I don't know what to do after that phone call. I would tell her. And she goes, oh my goodness, she's actually a buyer. So I've tried finding her leads. We went to look at 3 properties. And so we even put in an offer, but it didn't get accepted. So I'm still trying to find my first wholesale deal.
Okay.
But I find myself, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna
Are
say,
you doing cash? Is it cash? Is that what you're doing? Cash
Yeah,
deals?
and then, it's cash deals, but I tried doing creative finance. My problem is trying to explain it to real estate agents. And so what I've just been saying is, hey, I can actually have a partner of mine more informed on it than I am. I can go ahead and reach back out to you, but I don't have a partner knows how besides you guys?
I can give you some scripts and stuff to reach out to the agents. We can give you some.
Oh,
info.
that'd be amazing.
We can help your partner. What's guy or girl?
She's a girl.
Girl. We can help your partner, whatever her name is, girl. We can give them some info and use some info and see how you guys can start making some agent outreach calls, and they can give you some credibility with it.
Okay, yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah, but I think that's genius, right? This is probably a good tip for everybody else in here too, right? Like whether you're wherever you live, right? You can find a real estate office, whether it's a brokerage, a wholesaling company like us, a mortgage broker office, right? And say, hey, do you mind if I just come and work in your office? And you I won't bug you. I'll bring my computer, but right. That's a great way to build a relationship with someone.
They'll let you make calls too. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll let you make calls for sure. They need that. They need all the help they can get. So
yeah, we have people that come into our office all the time and they're, we tell them, hey, bring your computer. We'll sit you at a desk. We'll give you a list and we'll let you call it. We'll give you support. We'll, provide resources. So I think that's a great thing that you're already doing. Okay. So you're fairly new. You're in California. You go into a broker, a mortgage broker's office on your spare time. Does that mortgage broker want to start wholesaling? Are they interested in it as well?
They do. Yeah, they're super interested. It's unfortunate that I'm not able to guide them. Like I'm trying to ask her for advice, but she's like, well, I'm still learning this wholesale thing too. So I really wish I had a substitute in our team, so that way it'll just make things a lot smoother. So we're both in the learning process, to be quite honest.
you have a sub two on your team. You have a gigantic sub two team.
Well, now, yeah, you guys now. I'm learning how to reach out to you guys. So
well, there you go. Yeah. So I think that's amazing, right? Also, just this being said, right? Being a mortgage broker is very hard right now. People are not applying for mortgages. So I love it. I think your person that you're going to their office is smart, right? They're seeing the writing on the walls. Hey, interest rates are really high right now. Buyers are leaving the market super quick. So they should learn how to wholesale properties. I think that's a genius idea. So I'm sure they have a ton of knowledge and resources and probably, the ability to wholesale deals in cash. I don't think that would be too hard for them to figure out. But with the creative finance, if you guys run into anything that's low equity, or you have a tired landlord that's willing to do seller finance, you can submit it to us and we'll walk both of you guys through the process. How to underwrite it, comp it, find a buyer, and then get it to the closing table. So I love that. What is your 6-month goal? Would you say like just getting your first deal, or what does that look like?
getting my first deal, yeah, and then being able to explain creative finance, understanding how creative finance really works.
Okay. I think that's a great goal. I don't know if we've heard that yet, but yeah, within 6 months, right? Like being an expert at knowing all of the intricacies and mechanisms of subject to and novations and seller finance, I think along with getting your first deal is a great goal because it's super achievable, right? Like you don't have to get a yes or a no for you to achieve that goal. It's just like, hey, do you want to put the time in to learn it, right? So
you also have a ready-made database of wrapped buyers possibly with your lender there. And I'm sure your lender knows other lenders and the people that they couldn't get qualified, they know have jobs and could pay back, they have the ability to pay the mortgage. They maybe have a little bit of a down payment, but their credit is not as good and they can't buy a house. That's a perfect wrap buyer. So you already have a ready-made database there.
Yeah. Are you familiar with wraps at all?
No,
Riley?
I'm not.
Okay. So I would say here's some homework for you. I'm gonna plug our YouTube and just not selfishly, but come into Angie's YouTube channel. I'm gonna drop the link to it in the chat. First subscribe. Nothing works if you don't subscribe. But watch some of these videos. Like I think if you go into this live, if you can look at your phone, There's one of me wearing a green shirt. This one right here, Herd of Profits Zoom is what it's called. In this Zoom, we call 3 agents. We underwrite and send LOIs. We go over like questions about subject to, how to handle objections, all that good stuff. So that's a good resource for you. And then also, if you come to the Facebook group as well and go into this files tab, we have this subject to frequently asked questions. So this is a PDF that has all of the questions that people will ask about subject to. So when you're calling agents or calling sellers, you can have this right next to you and use this as a script. And then we also do have a copy of a script for calling agents as well too.
Wow. Thank you so much for all that. I'll definitely,
Yeah.
I'm going to look into that.
Awesome. Yeah. So those are your resources. You got 17 seconds. Anything else you want to tell us or have questions about?
That's all really. I appreciate you guys so much. And I already sent out some leads to you guys, but how would I know which, well, they weren't really motivated. So you guys only reach back
Good
out when
afternoon.
it's super motivated,
My name is
right?
Isaac, and I'm calling from Sunrise Senior Living. I received an online web inquiry that you had
something's
sent
going
looking
on.
for further information on our communities.
What's
Should you
going
like
on? Isaac's making calls. Okay, great. Yeah. Yeah, if you submitted the leads, you'll automatically, everyone in here, this is for everyone. If you submit a lead, you'll get an email right away that says, hey, thank you so much. My name is Stevie. My name is Robin. My name is Dylan. That means that whoever that person is your lead manager, and you can reply to that email if you have any questions. So if they were low motivation, Riley, it's most likely we put them into a 6-month follow-up campaign or a dead lead nurture the agent campaign. But if you're not sure, go ahead and reply to that email, and whoever your lead manager is will reach out and let you know what the status of that lead is.
Okay. Thank you guys so much.
Campo. All right. Thank you, Riley. All right. Sorry, guys, we only have time for one more. So we're going to do Mr. Daniel Campo.
Yeah, Daniel Campo.
Right on, man. Let me just throw a pin in ya. Virtual pin. All right, man. So yeah, Daniel Campo, where are you from, man?
I'm from Austin, Texas, actually.
Austin, Tejas. Love it. And what do you currently do? Do you have a 9 to 5? Are you in real estate full time?
Yeah, I work in 9 to 5. I work in a tech company here in Austin.
Okay. What do you do for them? Are you a software engineer? Software
engineer with them. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Love it. And how long have you been into real estate? Have you done anything in real estate or just kind of getting started?
I'm just getting started. I've wanted to get into real estate for a good bit now. And so I've taken some action steps. I did Elephant Challenge a couple months ago. And so I've got Privy. I've been using that and I got my LLC set up. But yeah, and so I used Privy for a good while here in Austin, but I've kind of noticed like Austin's not a great market for like low equity or no equity, basically. And so I feel like I need to expand out for no equity deals. But yeah.
Love it. We've sold, we just closed on a couple of low equities in Austin. We've done like 4. I think we just sold on one in Austin, South Austin, Killeen, which I know is not Austin, but Temple and Round Rock. We've literally done 4 deals. Those are all within your vicinity, right? So yeah, but Texas is a great market. Texas, you'll find low equity in Austin, but also reach out to some of the areas just around.
Yeah, I've noticed
Austin,
like Killeen is better, San Antonio and Houston, Dallas, kind of like seems like the more, I don't know, maybe more is out in those kind of areas, but
yeah, absolutely. Killeen's great because it's or maybe it's Temple.
It's
I think
military
Killeen.
town, right?
Yeah, military, exactly. So you're going to have VA loans, right? So VAs are great to go after because they don't put any money down. So they're automatically low equity and they get better interest rates, right? So I would say start hunting in Killeen, Temple, Round Rock. Round Rock, if you didn't know, is actually rated the #1 city to live in America in 2023. So also a great area.
Some of that somewhere.
Yeah. So love it, man. Okay. So you're using Privy. Do you have any other programs or is it just Privy?
No, it's just Privy. I'm not crazy about it right now because I feel like it's just like takes a while to like go through properties and kind of just like find that one property. So I think my next mission is to find something that can give me basically a list of the no equities here in Texas or whatever that may look like. But I think that's been like my next steps of where to find that list and what's a good list, how much to pay, and what that all looks like.
Yeah. Privy's good for finding individual properties and
Mhm.
comping and finding buyers. But yeah, if you want to start pulling lists, you're going to want to look into PropStream or Batch Leads is the two I'd recommend. They're basically the same. I think they cost the same. Their data is about the same.
So it's like, so what is it? I think it's like with $100 a month, and then do you pay for the list basically that you purchase on top of that, or is it included in the 100 a month?
So they have different tiers. So I'm not sure exactly. I think $100 a month maybe gets you 5,000 saved properties. So you can pull a list. You can put together a list of low equity in Killeen, Texas. Let's say you get 100 records. Now you only have 4,900 remaining, which is still quite a bit. What's great about going after on market properties is you don't need to skip trace them because the real estate agent's phone number is on that list. It's already free. So you don't need to pay for the skip tracing. But if you wanted to go after foreclosures or maybe expired low equity listings, you will need to skip trace. But again, PropStream and Batch have skip tracing through their software for about 10, maybe 12 cents per record. So if you get a list of 1,000, it's going to be $120 to skip trace that list.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of sub 2 people use PropStream more. Is that kind of what y'all kind of use more, or what do y'all?
I think they're basically the same thing. Pace pushes Batch because I think his sister works for him. I think he's got some equity in it or something. But we use PropStream just because that's what we started with, and we didn't feel like switching it up. But I think they're the same. So I wouldn't tell you one's better than the other because I honestly I don't think they're different. So okay. And then let's see, what do you think you're good at? Do you think you're good on the phones? I mean, you're a software engineer, so do you think you feel comfortable on the phones handling objections? Do you like doing that?
I feel like I'm personal enough to like have the conversations with people and kind of just good with talking with people, but I'm not a fan of cold calling, but I feel like that's what it's gonna be until I can kind of get the ball rolling. But I feel like I'd be more drawn to a closer, but I feel like I need to go through like the direct to agent kind of first and kind of get my gears rolling with that.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, good insight, man. I do too. I would agree. I think you're personal. You have a good voice. But yeah, the only way to be a closer is to tell, to eat shit basically 100 times, right? So like get told no, get told screw off 1,000 times, and then you'll be good at handling objections, taking down walls, answering questions, and getting deals under contract. So I just think everybody should do that, no matter what think you're good at, what your background is. Like, just eat crap on the phones for 3 months, get good at that, build some tough skin, and then decide, okay, maybe I don't like calling, maybe I don't want to be a closer. But I think it's good for everyone to feel that and go through that. Okay, so I think you're on the right step. Do you have any people that you connect with, any like battle buddies, any sub 2 students you've worked with out there?
Not yet. I just learned about some of the meetups that are here in Austin. And so they happen once a month. So I'm gonna try to start going to those. And actually, I think Pace is gonna be here in Austin in like a week or two. So I'm gonna try to go to that and see what we meet. But yeah, it's pretty much, I haven't really like met with anybody like from sub 2.
Okay. No worries. I think that's a great idea. Start making connections. So go to as many meetups as you can, sub 2 and non-sub 2. I'd also look into like meetup.com. There's an app you can download. They have like real estate meetups all the time. Title companies, lenders.
Great meetups to go to are wholesalers that are doing cash.
Yeah.
Non-sub 2 events are the best to go to if you want to find leads.
Okay.
Because they think you know everything when you know sub 2, which we do, right? We know sub 2. So I would do that. That's where you can find a whole bunch of just low-lying fruit with the wholesalers that are doing cash. Tell them, hey man, I know how to do sub 2. I know how to do creative finance. My team knows everything about it. And instantly you'll have people around you.
Yeah. Rachel, he said Austin. I think that's Rachel.
Okay. There's a lot of Texas sub 2 meetups.
A lot, yeah.
So I think there's a lot in like New Braunfels for a lot of the meetups between like Austin and San Antonio. And so Yeah, I've been like I've been seeing them kind of pop up here and there now since I've been trying to get more involved.
I love it.
Oh, that's-
Yeah. So doing that, right? Just making connections. But I would say you're on the right path. Like keep making phone calls, add connections, right? Maybe connect with a few title companies. There's a great title company in your state called Kane Title. They're out of Plano. But I would contact them as well and say, hey, do you guys do anything like with providing wholesalers foreclosure leads, stuff like that? And I also, Daniel, like if I was you, I wouldn't be opposed to maybe going door knocking on some foreclosures, driving for dollars, just to see what that's like, get your feet wet, get more familiar with looking at real estate from a different point of view. Pansy has a great suggestion, find a Keegley office. So, there's huge wholesaling companies across the country. There's New Western, Keegley, there's a few others I can't remember, but like go to these offices, go to like a Keller Williams office and drop by and just say, hey, I'm a real estate investor. I'm a bird dog. I help investors find deals. Just want to make a connection. Love to introduce the idea of creative finance, yada, 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 but just be connecting out there. So let's see. Anything I'm missing? Any questions you have for us, Daniel?
I don't think so. I think my biggest thing was trying to get a list to start calling, kind of get that ball rolling, because I was part of a different, I guess, whatever the Elephant Challenge group was, but they provided a list for us, and so since I feel like I've kind of departed from that group, I don't want to keep using their list. But yeah, I want to see how to get that. But yeah, PropStream would probably be my next thing to try to get.
Yeah, PropStream. So what are your goals, I guess, in 6 months? It's probably to get your first deal. Anything else besides that?
I think just to get my first deal and just get a real hold of like the process of what it all looks like, so I can really just start kind of just like putting my own head into it and kind of just going from there.
Okay, love it. I think what we're gonna do next Friday is actually a case study. Pace calls them pace studies, but just break a deal down from start to finish, how we targeted it. We stopped recording, how we found it, how we negotiated it, got under contract, found a buyer, all this stuff. So come in next Friday and we're going to break down a deal from start to finish as well. We've done that in the past too. So, check out our YouTube for some videos like that. But yeah, man, I don't think I started my timer, but hopefully that, I think you're on the right path. I don't know if we helped provide any other information besides make some more connections. I think keep doing what you're doing. I'm sure you make some decent money at your job as well too. So network with some people. Do you work from home actually?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna guess. I was gonna say, yeah, start finding who the big wigs are at the office, but yeah, you work from home. And then look into wraps too. I think everybody in here should look into wraps, Daniel. I think that's a good thing. So research wraps, wraparound mortgages, stuff like that too. So
cool. Well, sounds good.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Right on. Thanks, brother.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Thanks, Daniel.
All right, guys. Sorry. Yeah, we've already been on for an hour and a half. Do you guys have an Instagram for the team? Riley, no, unfortunately, we don't have an Instagram for the team just yet. We're doing a lot of organizing and growing in the past couple of months. So we'll probably have something like that soon. So, but yeah, thank you guys for showing up. Make sure you guys are here on Friday. Look for the link in the Facebook group. If you can't find it, we'll be able to post it in there and make sure we point you guys in the right direction. But yeah, our Zoom on Friday is at noon Mountain Time. That's 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific. We'd love to see you guys there. In the meantime, if you have any questions, hit us up on Instagram, hit us up on the Facebook group, hit up Rachel. If you have any questions about a lead, go ahead and submit it through the form and we'll get a lead manager working with you to figure out what the next steps are. So thank you guys so much. Have a good week. We'll see you on Friday. Peace.
Guys.